Hello, hello. Okay, we are good to go. Um, Looks like the mic was unplugged. Can you hear me? Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Debbie. Can you hear me? I'm not sure if I have sound or not. Um, yes, okay, great. Thank you, Cheryl. Here we go. Yay. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Debbie, Cheryl, Darlene. My girls, I love it when you hang with me and you give me an hour-ish or so of your time. Thank you for coming with me on Friday rather than Thursday. It was track meet again today. I am so tired. I'm spent, but in a good way. Like my heart is full, but I'm just like, poof, I'm whooped. So I get to come down here and play, and this is my resting place. We're going to do something super fun here. I just want to remind you, I have one spot left if anybody is interested in a paper share where you get a little taste of all of this for only $50. If you bought it all, it would cost you over 155. So it's a great way to kind of get a taste of it all and decide if it's something that you love enough to purchase more. Um, May tutorial bundle is out. The owners have shifted roles, and so that's why May took a long time to come out, because the girls are still learning, but I am still doing it. So the May is good to go. Okay. Look at this beautiful card that Cheryl made for me. Isn't it stunning? It is a grand piano, but it's not just any grand piano. Look at this. We'll take the belly band off, which is the ribbon. Thank you, Cheryl. This is so beautiful. Then this lifts up, and then right here is a little tab, and that gets tucked under here. So now the grand piano is actually in open stage. And then here is your um, your sentiment wish. Isn't that so stunning? So Cheryl has some pretty funky toys at her house. So this is how she created that. Anyway, it's gorgeous. Cheryl, if I can steal your idea, I am going to figure this out and recreate this piano card. This is going to be an Isaac birthday card. These black keys are dimensional. Okay, so they're on black dimensionals to pop them up. Isn't that so stunning? Cheryl, thank you. So beautiful. Um, I don't remember if I had anything else to show. I don't think I did. Sorry. Go right ahead. Thank you, Cheryl. Let's get that ribbon tucked away. Okay. Um, for those that went to Creative Gathering last month, this is one of the things that we created. Marilyn Watman taught this, so I can't claim this as my own. And you know what? None of us can claim anything as our own because we all see it somewhere. But you know what? I do have a template. If you want to take a screenshot, you can. Or, you know what? I'm actually offering this. This is probably really weird, but I am going to offer this as a virtual class. So, not virtual this way, but virtual where you're in the show as well. It'll be private, it'll be just whoever signs up. It is on a Tuesday evening in June. Um, Everybody gets so busy, and sometimes it's just like we just want to stay home in the summer. But you know what? Take an hour and a bit out of your evening, come and create with me. It's only $5, and I will send you the PDF as well. And so let's get going and see how I created this. Not my inspiration, but how it is created. So two 12 by 12 card stocks. okay? And one 12 by, where did I put my cheat notes? 112 by 9, okay? So we're going to do a whole whack of scoring now, all right? So just hang in there. This is going to get really fun. I'm going to grab my scoreboard, and we're going to score the 12 by 9. We're going to score at 4 inches and 8 inches. Okay, so you're going to find your 4-inch mark. You're going to find your 8-inch mark. You're going to take this and you're going to rotate it right around. And you're going to make sure you're tucked in the corner. And you're going to do 4-inch. I'm trying to peek under my phone here. And 8-inch again. Okay. Yeah. 4-inch and 8-inch again. So you've got 4-inch corners is what you have. Something looks really off here. No, I guess not. It's my eyes. My eyes are off. We're going to take our 12 by 12s and we're going to go for, whoopsie, fell off the track. 4-inch, 8-inch. We're going to take that and we're going to rotate that again, and we're going to go 4-inch and 8, 12 by 12 number 2, 4 and 8, flip it around. So we got a whole bunch of 4-inch boxes is what we have. Okay, so let's tuck that away for a minute. We're going to need our scoring again for the lid. Okay, we're going to take some glue and we're going to, something is weird. Something is weird. We're going to go here. "12 by 9. So there is my, what am I doing wrong here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am doing something wrong. Oh boy, no time to think this through now. What did I do? We've got 4 by 12. This is strange. I've got my own notes. I don't know where I put Marilyn's notes, but what we're going to do is something is not right, because we're going to adhere this 1-inch spot to here, but I need more than 5 boxes. But I've got a true 4-inch here. Where did I put Marilyn's notes? I don't even know where Marilyn's notes are, because I created my own. Ah, this is not good, ladies. Do, 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 do. 12 by 9. Did I do, is this 12 by 9? Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, that's 12 by 9. So I did a 4 and an 8, which gives me an inch. But I need an inch somewhere else. I wonder if this should be 12 by 10. And I think it should be. You know what? Let's just take your time. Yeah, woo, breathe. We're gonna do 12 by 10. I don't know where Marilyn's notes are, but something's wrong. Something is wrong. Yikes, where's my black? Cheryl, thank you for your encouragement there. But you know what? I am just going to make this work. And it's not 12 by 9. I'm going to go 12 by 10. So this is already 12 inches this way. So let's just cut that 10. Okay. I created my own template, but I followed Marilyn's instructions, and she must have had a typo. It can't be 12 by 9, Kathy, because then that only gives me 1 inch on one side. And I need to, right? Like if I work with me here. So I've got my two 12s, and they're scored at 4 and 8 on both sides. And here's 12 by 9, and here's my 1 inch. So this attaches here. So how do I attach this? My second then score at 4 and 8, and I did. So here's my 4 and here's my 8, which gives me my 9, which adheres to this 12 by 12, right? But now I need to adhere this 12 by 12 because it can't just float, right? It needs to be adhered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no. Because I need, I think the 12 by 9 and 2 9 by 12s. Yes, 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 yes. I just came to that realization. Okay. Wow. Erase all of the past like 10 minutes. 1 12 by 12 scored at 4 and 8. Flip, score at 4 and 8. 2 12 by 9s. So I've got this one already scored. I'm going to cut that at 9. Okay. I'm going to cut that at 9. Okay. So we're already scored on that. Woohoo. Having a moment here. And here I cut off where I went off the track. So there we go. Okay, 1 12 by 12, 2 12 by 9s. Let me fix my template so that that PDF is correct. And then this is going to be cut to. There we go. Now we've got our 1 inch here and our 1 inch there. Okay, we're good to go. Is it getting warm in here? Grab your adhesive. And we're just going to put adhesive down. Now, if you have a hard time butting straight at the top, you know what you can do? You can grab your scoreboard, or if you don't have a scoreboard and you have this, you can, I think this will work. Nope, because this is not long enough. So let me show you what I like to do if I'm a little bit nervous about making sure that I'm straight. And I do this a lot when I make albums. I put this one in here and I make sure that I'm butted right up at the top. And then when I take out the second one, and I'm going to line that up right at the score line. Okay, like so. So I'm not over the score line, I'm right on the score line. Okay, and we're butted nice and tight up at the top. Let's grab our second 9 by 12, cut it twice. Oh no, Darlene, that is not good. Come on over. Come to my house. We could play all day. Oh, ladies, don't forget to share. I will add your names and let me know if you shared ahead of time. You know what? I was so busy yesterday with track. I often check to see if somebody shared, and I didn't even do that. You know what? I need a drink of water. Oh, you should. Oh, so good. And Kathy, I have a goodie for you here from Cheryl, from Darlene. And look what I got. Look what I ordered. I ordered the adhesive holder, and I ordered it in Ava Purple. So there you go. It holds all my adhesives nicely. Thank you. I love it. I love it. Okay, we're going to put, let's go this way. I will get your names down in a minute. And let's put adhesive down on here. I hope I'm still in camera, and I am. We're going to tuck that right up in the corner, right up along the top, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to butt this up right at the score line, not over, but right at, okay? And give that a good burnish. These are so fun to create, and I've got one, two, oh, I should have brought my other finished ones. I've got 3 done. I've printed all the pictures for my 4th. I need to print the pictures for my 5th, and we are good to go. Now, I'm going to have to be careful with these names. So Cheryl, Kathy, and Debbie shared. So Cheryl, Kathy, and Debbie. And you know what? I'm going to put your names in my bucket right away and take them off later, or out later, because I have a feeling I'm going to lose them. Now, you want to give everything a burnish. Now, if you have a bone folder, a Stampin' Up! Bone folder on black, it'll leave a shiny residue. All you do is you can take a piece of just plain paper, and it won't give you that shiny, okay? Or if you have a silicone bone folder, it won't give you that shiny. So what you want to do, Debbie, these are really fun. I can see you creating these and enjoying them. We're going to burnish both ways, okay? Because this is rather interactive, okay? Kathy, I love my adhesive holder. I should have put a better glue coverage there rather than just a squiggly line. Sorry if this is a lot of noise under the camera. I like to do all my burnishing first before I do my cutting. I find it easier to find my lines. Yeah, I love my adhesive holder, so it is one of the new additions in the 3D store. So again, I'm just burnishing both ways, okay? And Kathy, you want a purple one too? I love my purple one. Okay, so we've got all of these shorter ones burnished, and now we've got this great big long one. Let's burnish that too, okay? And we're going to burnish that both ways. You want to be careful of your seam where you did your joining, and also with your seam, you want to make sure that your seam is actually going to be on the inside, like this joining seam on the inside of your book. Darlene, what did you miss? Oh, I showed off my adhesive holder, my purple Ava adhesive holder, and Kathy's copying me and wants the same one. So that's what you missed. And copy away. They say, how does that go? Oh, and Cheryl too. Yay. Copying is how does that adage go? Copying is the nicest form of a compliment or something. I can't remember how it goes. I'm not going to worry about kind of those funky looking corners. So now I want my join, my flap join on the inside, okay? But now I'm going to cut. Now, if you have a Stampin' trimmer or any trimmer, you can lay, let me show you. You can lay this down and find your mark in the tray or in the track, and you can use your cut blade, and you're going to cut right up to here, okay? You're going to cut right up to here or right down to there. You're going to see this this score line through the thing. But when it comes to black cardstock, and I don't know why, I don't know if black cardstock is created differently. Black cardstock is really hard on these blades. So I try not to use black. So you're going to get some scissors, and it's easier if you have a long pair of scissors. I'm going to cut, you can't see. I'm going to cut these score lines up to here all the way across. Then I'm going to flip, and I'm going to do the same thing up here, okay? So we're just going to, and that's why I wanted to burnish first. And it's easier with a long bladed scissor. Here's my join. And the rest of this is going to go fast because there's going to be a little bit of the magic of TV happening. Okay. And then we're going to move on to the lid. Debbie, this would be a really nice present. No scissors, you cut. Oh boy. Well, you know what? That's okay, Kathy, but just know that black is really hard on your blade. And then just get a file, get an emery board, and you can just file down, because your cut line is going to be a little bit fuzzy, if that's the right word. And now on this side, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to come up here. So Debbie, you were saying that you wanted to do like a small album for your mom. This is a really cool little thing. Now, when you get here, don't get confused and cut at your seam. You want to cut at your burnish, at your score line, okay? Let's just bring some of that in so it's not so long and bulky. And so again, here's my join, but I want to cut at my score. Okay, now this part is really important. Okay, you're going to grab a pencil. You're going to grab a pencil. I need another jig of water. Carol, hello. Welcome here, my dear, and thank you for sharing. So we took 2 9x12s and 1 12x12. And I'm actually offering, oh, and it's right down there, the rolling photo box. I'm going to teach this virtually, but not this way, Carol, where you're actually there like a Zoom. So if you want to join this class, you are more than welcome. I'm going to teach it on a Tuesday evening in June. If you take down that, I forget what the date is off the top of my head. Carol, I'm going to tuck your name aside. Dar, did you share? Because I don't think I added your name. Okay, so we've got 1 12x12, 2 9x9, scored at 4 and 8 on all sides. Here's my joins. They're both on the same side, okay? Let's take this. This is going to be interesting to see if I can do this on camera. Let's take this, and I'm starting with my very first one, okay? And I'm going to fold it in like this, like a box, and I'm going to lay it down, and then I'm going to roll it. Let's get this out of the way. I'm going to roll it and then tuck this in and that in, and I'm going to pick this up and this up, okay? And I'm going to roll it again, and then I'm going to pick this up. I'm holding the box closed, and this up, and I'm going to roll it again, pick this and that, roll it again, roll it again, and it gets a little bit thick, so it's not, thank you, Dar, it's not sitting like perfectly. I mean, if you bought something like this at the store, I'm sure every increment would be about a 64th of an inch smaller and smaller and smaller. This is just a true 8x4. It's handmade. Pick this flap up and this flap up, okay? And now there's your box, okay? Now here's the 2 flaps that we just picked up. I want you to grab a pencil and I want you to mark top. And it helps if your pencil is actually open. There we go. Let's close this again. And let's mark this top. I'm going to hold it shut. I'm going to flip it right over. I'm going to mark this bottom. And then every other one, I'm going to put an X on it. Okay, because there's design paper going on there. Now, if I come back to the top, this is something that I did because sometimes we use directional paper, okay? And on some of the boxes that I already created, and I'll show you them in a minute, some of the boxes that I already created, I used directional paper. And when I went to put my design paper down, once this whole thing was opened up, I put my design paper down, I did my roll and fold, and I realized my directional was going the wrong way. So for me, here's my top. So for all of these edges, I like to put an arrow that my design paper, if it's directional, is going that way. Here's my top. This is going to go this way. Here's the top. That's going this way. Here's the top. This is going that way. The bottom doesn't really matter, okay? So now, Dar, thank you for sharing, and I'm just gonna, I'll empty my bucket later. So now what we do, this is the inside, okay? So if I open this all up, okay, and I put it down where I did all my markings, I can see where I'm placing everything, all right? So here's the top, and I'm going to create this one for one of our grandkids. So I want, that was not the paper. I wanted something because they love food. and they especially love their berries. So I am going to create this box with a with a food, what am I trying to say? With a food design, okay? So what I would do is, and I'm going to show you my other boxes. So all of these on the top side of your box, this design paper is going to measure 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so that's for all of these that we marked. See all the markings? And then when we do the inside, what I did was I cut 21 pieces of 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I did white. Or you could do like just a light color, or oh, okay, yeah, thank you, Darlene. I was wondering about that because I've only ever seen YouTube, but that's okay. Something did get fixed. So if you were using like a light color, like these on the inside could be like a nice, we're pretending this is a square, could be a nice light color as well, okay? It doesn't have to be white, but I did 3 3/4, 21 pieces of white. And then when I cut my photos, I selected, I bought a new toy. I have to tell you about it in a minute. I selected 21 photos, and they measure 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, so here's how you make the initial box. We're going to do the lid. Why don't we do the lid now, and then I'll show you how I put all my elements together, okay? So the lid went flying. Okay, the lid is 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. And what we're going to do with the lid, and I did this a little bit different than how Marilyn taught it, because I have done several boxes, and I like the way I do my boxes. Okay, the box is going to be scored. It's 6 3/4 by 6 3/4, and the lid is going to be scored at 1.5. No, it's not. It's going to be scored at 1.25. Stay in the track. Where's 1.25? Right there. 1.25. Spin it around. 1.25. You're going to do that 4 times. What's going on? I wasn't in my track again. Okay, so here's how I like to do my boxes. You're going to take your scissors, and this is just a shortcut, so I don't need long scissors. And I'm going to snip. I'm looking at my score marks. I'm going to snip up to here, and I'm going to snip up to here. I'm going to spin it around. I'm going to snip up to here. Everybody does their boxes different, but this is just how I like to do mine. Okay, and so now let's burnish all of that. Okay, and now we've got these little flaps. Okay, so what I like to do is, I'm not right up to my score on that side. I like to fold the center There we go. I like to fold the center in, and now I've got these little flaps, and I just want to take a whisker off here and a whisker off there, and the same thing on this side. Some people like to cut at a different spot all around, and I just prefer doing it this way. There's no right or wrong. The outcome is the same. So on just the tab, okay? And the reason is you've got nothing sticking out, okay? So here's all of those little whiskers that we just trimmed off, okay? Now if I pull those back, I'm going to bring these in, and that's where I put my adhesive, is on here, okay? So you can do liquid or tear and tape, whatever it is that you prefer. And let's just do liquid. And I'm going to put that down as a box. And then I use this edge here, and I line it up with this edge down here. And then you get a nice corner. Okay, so same thing. Let's put adhesive down like a box. Whoa, there's a lot there. This edge here, my corner, is getting lined up with that. I don't worry about anything else but this right here, if that makes any sense. And I like to hold it for just a moment. Fold that in. And let's just do both of them. So again, this edge with that. Not worried about anything else but that. And then this edge with that. And there you've got, whoops, I wiggled. I felt that wiggle. So now you've got your edges are nicely lined up. Okay, so there's your box top. Now, let's get to Owen's book, and I will show you what I've done. Sorry, itchy nose. So Mr. Owen is all about fishing, okay? So here's the lid that we just created, and then in the class, we'll do all the decorating too, okay? So I've got that for the lid. It's all together, and then here's the box. Okay, so if I unroll it, here's my inside where I'm going to put all my photos. And I did make the mistake of not putting my join on the inside. It won't really matter, but here's where all my X's were and my top. And see how I've got different directions? That's why I like to do the arrow, because I knew I was using directional. This wouldn't have mattered, but this did matter. So I made sure that all my arrows were going the right way when I had just my black box folded up. So if you pull each of these flaps up, and I come to my closed box, my flaps here are my top, so my lid goes on. See how all my fish are going the right way? Okay, so again, here we go. So here's the outside, and then what you do is you take a 3, my beautiful glue holder from Cheryl has so much ink I need to clean it. That's why I'm not using it, Cheryl. I haven't taken the time to clean it. So you're just going to take your 3 3/4. I don't know if I'm in camera here. Let's fold some of this up. I'm going to take my 3 3/4 and put it down on here. These make such beautiful gifts. You know what? I did not, Kathy. I don't bother. You can if you want, but I am not going to bother because it is mostly going to get folded in a box. And when it's not folded in a box, this is the side that people are going to be looking at. And so here are my 3.5 photos printed right here at home with my new printer. Oh my goodness. And I love that fishing paper too. So look how beautifully these sit in here. Okay. Now, when I put my pictures down, I never use white glue. I always use a tape runner. So whether that is Stampin' Seal or Terran tape or an ATG gun or that smaller one that you have, Kathy. Did you cut your photos? You know what, Carol? I cheated and I bought myself I treated and cheated myself, and I bought myself a Epson PM 400 photo printer. And so I printed these at home. And so then I was able to crop them right here at home and print them out. And I printed these out on a 4x6, and then I trimmed them to 3.5x3. Okay, so then you would just continue putting your white and then your photo, your white and then your photo. So this is going to be all Owen, whose baby book I'm currently working on. Okay. And no, the photo does not print 3x3. Well, if I found a 3x3 template, and there's probably some out there, but I'm not willing to pay for an app that I have to pay for every year. So I found print to size, but they don't have a 3x3 size. And I think the print to size app I paid $1.99 for, something like that. But it's not every month and it's not every year. I now have it. Okay. And there's different collages on there, but none of them are 3x3 photos. So these I kind of strategically placed in such a way that I knew I had 3 inches on what. Yeah, I trimmed them down so that they were 3x3. Am I making any sense? So that's how I did that. Okay. Now I did Isaac's book, okay, before I bought my printer. And no, that's not true. I had my printer, but before I found some different apps where I could manipulate it. So I had the perfect 3x3 sizes. So here are all my 3x3s of Owen, okay, that I just need to populate in this book. So I am going to do that this afternoon. We're going to move on to the lid. And I am dropping pictures. Okay. Dropping pictures everywhere. Okay, so here's Isaac's, and I have to just get over the fact that I feel like I have to start all over, but I can't. I can't start all over. I can't afford the paper. I can't afford the ink. So here's his book. Okay. So when he opens it up, there's his design paper. Some of them are black at the back because I don't really care. So Isaac's are not a true 3x3, all of them, but oh no, most of them, they are. So here's Isaac's completed book. Okay. So he was in a musical and he was in the pit for the orchestra. Like this one here is not a 3x3. Okay. And so here are his all populated. I'm just folding it differently. And so not this weekend, but next weekend, we're having all of our children for the weekend for what we call cousin camp. And Dean and I just do activities with them. And I'm going to gift it to them. Now, when you put your pictures in, I chose to put them in this way, okay? You can have them so you're looking at it this way, where they're facing you this way. And there's no right or wrong, but for some reason, I just felt like I needed to have them this way because the box rolls from, let's see if I can do this. The box rolls from the bottom, right? Now, again, if you want to do this class with me, I am teaching it virtually via Zoom. Well, Zoom-ish. It's going to be StreamYard, and I can have up to 8 guests with me, okay? And so this gets folded up and fold again. This gets folded up. Here's my 2 flaps, so I know this is my top, and then I put my lid on. So there's Isaac's book, okay? This is going to be, who is this? I'm looking at his face. This is Lucas's book. So he's all about sports. So his is going to be a lot of sports pictures and stuff. And then I did not bring Katie and Austin's book forward, but theirs are done. So when it comes to decorating your lid, you're just going to take a 4x4 piece of design paper for the top, okay? And then for the sides, you are going to do 1 inch by 4 times, and then there's your top. And you can leave it just like that, but I wanted to personalize them and have their face on the top of each of them. So that's what I've done. So I need to find a smaller picture here of Lucas, a smaller picture of Owen and Katie. Could you put more pictures on the empty back? You can. Debbie, you definitely could if you wanted, and then they would just flip it, right? And so when you, if you do decide to do it that way, just know that it's going to be a little bit thicker, and which is fine because there is room. So there would be pictures absolutely everywhere. And for me, I didn't. So on the inside, there are 21 pictures. So let's do some math here. So that means if you chose to do that way, Debbie, so here is one that is decorated with the design paper. Okay, so basically it's just a great big T. So 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. You would end up with 36 pictures, okay, if you put pictures on the back flap. And if you did, just keep in mind that if your design paper, and this won't really matter, but that your design paper is going different ways if it's directional. But make sure that all of your pictures are going the same way. So if you're going to have your pictures in this way, where you're looking at them like so, make sure that all of the pictures are facing the same way. And you're also going to want under here to also put a 3 3/4 inch piece of cardstock and then your photo. Okay, so you definitely can do that. So if anybody is interested in this class, no pressure, but if there's a demand for it, I will do that. You can do that no matter where you're from. And I think the date is Tuesday, the 16th of June. I can't remember now for sure. And I would like RSVPs in by the 9th, I think is what I put down on my my form, just so that I know whether I'm doing this class or not. Okay, so that is the rolling box, or the rolling photo box. Not my design, but super fun to create. So I am making 5 of them for next weekend. I'm almost there, and I want to do 3 more for my Vancouver kids. I don't think I'm going to do the baby. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's what I'm doing. So it is so fun, Cheryl. It is. Your grandgirls would love this. It's so fun. Come to the class. I would be happy to do this with you. So if you do come to the class, here's what you need. You need 2 pieces of 9 by 12 cardstock, and it doesn't matter what color. It does not have to be black. Okay. I choose black because I feel like it helps things to pop more, but it does not have to be black. It can be pink. It can be red, it can be blue. So you're going to need 2 pieces of 9 by 12 cardstock, not thin Michael's cardstock, please, because your book won't hold up, and 1 12 by 12 piece of the same colored cardstock. Okay, so if you are to, and I should have that on, I don't have that on the form, so let me give myself a reminder to do that. I need a piece of scrap paper. You would think. So here's what you need for the class. 2 9 by 12 cardstock, 1 12 by 12 cardstock. You want, now if you're doing the outside, the count would be different. Yes, I have been on a roll. You're going to need your photos, but you don't have to have them. So 21 for inside only. Debbie, what was the count if we did outside? With outside. If you remember, let me know. You're going to need 1 12 by 12 design paper to cover it. 36. Okay, 36. I think it was 36. Was it 36? Ish. I'll recount it. 1 12 by 12 design paper usually covers this. Okay, so this is basically 1. It's just cut properly. You're going to start cutting it at 4 inches. Okay, so if you cut it at 4 inches, you get a 4 by 4, a 4 by 4, a 4 by 4, right? And then you've got, when you do your last 4-inch cut, then you're just going to cut your 1-inch strips. Okay, and you're going to need adhesive, right? Adhesive. And so when you put, oh, that's what I wanted to show you. When you put your, let's go here. When you put your pictures down in your book, okay? So I've got my cardstocks down already. I don't know for sure. What I like to do is I like to cover the whole thing with white. Then I lay all my pictures down and I kind of look, and then I kind of do a shuffle. Okay. But when I put my pictures down, I never use glue. I always use my Stampin' Seal or tear and tape or ATG, and I think I mentioned that already, and then down it goes. Okay, I think I've covered it all. But yeah, if you are interested in this class, I would be super happy to have you. There are no supplies included with the class. That's why there's just a tiny little $5 charge to come and hang with me on a Tuesday, or I think it's a Tuesday evening in June. It says so on the form. And I will make sure that I add on the form what exactly is needed. Let's do our draw. So if you shared and I did not mention your name, please let me know. So Cheryl, Carol, Cheryl and Carol. And they're all sticking together here. Dar, Kathy, and Deb. Is there anybody here that I missed that shared and I didn't get your name down? I think I covered everything. I hope I did. These are so fun to make. Like Darlene said, I'm on a roll. Pun intended. So I've got all of Owen's pictures printed. I'm going to go sit outside on my patio because I think it's beautiful out, unless it's raining now, but I doubt it. And I'm going to put his pictures on there. And then I am going to print Lucas's picture. And Kathy, when you come to BYOP, oh, you know what? Actually, just come to my house, because I don't know that I want to pull my printer out at BYOP, my photo printer, because that's just going to become a real nightmare. And I don't want the focus to be that. I want people to be working on their projects. So if you want to see how I do my 3x3s, come on over and I will show you. Because I know you also have a photo printer. So I'm assuming I have everybody's name, and you're just going to get a surprise card. I don't know what I'm sending because I can't gift you that. Like, that would not. So whoever name I pick, they're just going to get a surprise card from me, and you'll find out when it's either showing up in the mail or the next time you pop by. Okay. So the winner today, I have a whole bunch in my hand. The winner today, I have one, is Kathy. So Kathy, I have a card for you. Your poncho is just about done. Your baby's poncho is just about done. I just have pom-poms and the string left, okay? So I'm hoping that'll be done before you come to class on BYOP. And I also have a parcel for you, okay? So yippee, Kathy. You have a surprise card waiting for you. I don't even know what it is yet, so we'll have to figure that out. We will talk to you all later. Ladies, have a blessed weekend. Enjoy yourselves no matter what you're up to this weekend. Be safe, be encouraged, and give somebody some love this weekend. Don't forget to tell your loved ones that you love them, because sometimes we wish we would have. Anyway, we will talk to you later. I love you all. Have a great, great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Oh, that's what I also wanted to say. I have piano recital tonight. So how about, do I want to do a live on a Saturday? Because I wanted to work on Owen's album. You know what? Stay posted. Check your Facebook page. Check and find out when I'm coming live to do an album. Maybe I won't this weekend. I really don't know. But we'll talk to you all later. Wow, I think I need a nap. We'll talk to you later. Have a blessed weekend all. Bye.